Traveling to a new country is like opening a door to a whole new world. It's thrilling, full of adventure, and gives us a chance to grow in ways we never imagined. But let's be real. Navigating unfamiliar land can definitely be tricky. You're talking about the customs, the language, the way of life. All of it can make you feel like a fish out of water. Without some prep, it's easy to make a misstep that can turn your trip from epic to awkward real quick. So in this video, we're going to dive into some common mistakes people make when stepping into a new environment, and of course, how to avoid them so you can soak up every bit of the experience. Let's get into it. Yeah, so we've all heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Well, look, the same thing applies to these countries. Movies, TV shows, or that viral post that you saw on social media can lead you to think you know a place. But stereotypes, look, those are like the fast food of information. Quick, easy, but not very nourishing. Okay, let's take a place like Colombia, for example. Yeah, I know the media, a lot of YouTubers and bloggers might have painted it with a certain brush, but you'll find people very warm, incredibly friendly, and full of passion for life. So those are things that you don't always hear about or see online. And then let's talk about this. Look, just because you've seen a Netflix series doesn't mean you've gotten the whole story. All right. I got to say that because people have no idea. They watch movies and they think they get the lay of the land. So, stereotypes were definitely lazy, and worse, they can definitely offend the very people that you're trying to connect with. So you should go in with an open mind, spend time with the locals. You want to chat with them. You want to ask them about their lives. You want to definitely listen. And honestly, if you just, follow those blueprints, you'll quickly realize that every person, every town, and every culture has layers upon layers of richness you never find in a 2-hour movie. So now let's get to the next point. So it's natural to feel a little bit out of your element when you're somewhere completely new. The food smells different. The language sounds like a beautiful mystery. Sometimes the customs might leave you scratching your head, and sure, it's definitely tempting to hide in your hotel room, order some room service, and binge watch Netflix. But you didn't fly halfway around the world just to stay in your comfort zone, did you? So the magic of travel happens when you put yourself out there. You want to get out, even if you don't speak the language, you want to make an effort. And one thing I will say is the locals don't expect you to be perfect, all right? So don't have that perfection in your mind, Go out, order you some street food or whatever the local custom is. Explore the marketplaces, jump into some conversations, at the local cafes or wherever you're hanging out. And definitely these moments of stepping outside of your bubble or where the real memories will be made. So that's something to think about when you're out here. One thing I typically do, or I try to do if it's a country where plan to spend a little bit of time, is I start off in a hostel. And for those that don't know what a hostel is, I'm going to put the definition in the video. So definitely these hostels, guest houses, are a great way to meet both locals and travelers. So if you're brave enough to put yourself out there, you'll come home with incredible stories and maybe even a new friend or two from across the globe. So let's get into the next point. Don't be glued to your phone. Look, we get it. Your phone is basically your travel BFF. It's your map, it's your translator, it's your connection to the world back home. But look, if you are glued to your phone the whole time, you're going to miss out on the good stuff happening all around you. Like, how are you going to stumble across that hidden bakery or find the best empanadas in town if you're glued to your phone or stuck on Google Maps? Instead of being led by your phone and your GPS, let your feet guide you. Wander, ask directions in broken Spanish or Portuguese, wherever you are, what language they speak. Just try. Trust me, those little detours often where the adventure happens is definitely something that I can relate to. So when it comes to food, don't rely on Yelp, TripAdvisor. Get out, ask the locals where they go to lunch. You'll find yourself in some cool, tucked away spots, enjoying a meal better than any 5-star review could have prepared you for. So, just put your phone away for a little bit. Take in the sights, the sounds, the smells of the new place. And yeah, you'll come back with more stories and fewer screen time stats. So let's get to the next point. We all love the bucket lists, those dream destinations we want to see before we kick the bucket, right? But here's the thing. If you're rushing through your travels just to snap a selfie and cross the city off the list, you are going to miss the point. Traveling is not a race. It's not about how many countries you can hit in a week. It's about connecting with the places and people you meet along the way. So instead of hopping from city to city, checking out monuments like their task, slow down, linger, stay a few extra days in that small town that you've been talking about and having on your list for years. Again, try to learn some of the language, dig deep into the culture rather than skimming the surface. So, for example, I'll give you an example of this, right? Instead of zooming through Argentina, take some time to live like a local for a few days, explore tango clubs, talk to some street performers, and enjoy a long meal at a corner cafe. Again, it's not about how many places you see, but how deeply you experience each one. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I want to just say this before I get out of here. Traveling to a new country is an exciting, sometimes overwhelming experience. I get it. But if you approach it with an open mind and a spirit of adventure, trust me, you'll find that every moment, whether it's getting lost, trying new foods, or stumbling through a conversation, becomes a treasured memory. So let's get out of stereotypes, put ourselves out there and let the journey guide you. Because in the end, it's not about the destination, but how you experience the ride. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.
I'm on my job. I go to work. When I get to 7 figures, I'ma go berserk. Long money. At Donald Trump. Long money. Left the bank, hit the dealer, went and caught me a coupe. I'm in that new 911, watching that planes through my roof. Donald Trump in my city, my money long as a limo. Got the game in my hands, I control it like a Nintendo.